Donnelly steps up with faith in her eyes. Puzzle pieces fitting, stars up in the sky. With every prayer and song, she'll make your spirit fly.
She's got the voice that can heal the soul. Singing, gaming, she's on a roll. The Star Wars battles to her prayerful light. Donnelly's shining through the night. Shine on, Donnelly's, you light up the way. Singing, praying, bringing hope today.
From puzzles to the force, you're always on, Donnelly's.
You're our shining song. In the game or the prayer, she's standing tall. With every step, she answers the call. Blessings in her heart, light in her soul. With Donnelly's, we're ready to roll.
Raise your hands, feel the groove. With her faith and her love, you can't lose.
From the galaxy far to the prayers so deep, Donnelly's is the joy we keep.
Shine on, Donnelly's, you're the light we need.
With every song and every prayer you lead.
From puzzles to the force, you're always on, Donnelly's. You're our shining song. Shine on, Donnelly's. Shine on.
Good morning, and happy Saturday! Polyglot, how you doing? Good morning, Treasure Chest. Good morning, Mama Bell. Good morning, Dusty. Good morning, everybody. How are we doing today? Polyglot, thank you so much, my sister. I love ya. I found this whole set of overlays on Etsy, and then I added some stuff via Stream Elements. Like the timer is a Stream Elements thing, the names and the chat box, like the way you're able to see the chat, that's all something that I added in on Stream Elements. But the basic overlay is from Etsy. You've got to get ready to drive in the snow to get groceries, Mama Bell? Oh no! I would love to play in the snow, but I'm not 100% sure I would enjoy driving in the snow. That's the thing. How are you guys doing that are in the path of this Arctic blast that's going through? You're getting ready for some snow and ice, Dusty? Hopefully you're prepared, got all the groceries, all the water and power and everything that you need. Going to hang out with a friend and catch up and talk about God at 10-year time? I love it, Treasure Chest! That is fantastic! Just groceries, gotcha. Well, good. Sounds like you're pretty much all prepared. You're pretty much all set. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I have had... Oh, you're prep cooking. The worst you have to deal with is perpetual depressing fog. Jojo doesn't approve. Aww. Joe boy, good morning. Good morning. Aww. Polyglot, I saw JoJo's picture on the website or on Instagram for the local patisserie, and I loved it, and I am so proud of myself because I was actually able to translate a lot of what was said. Like, I was able to translate like 90 to 95% of it. There were a few words that I didn't quite recognize, but I was able to get the basic gist of it, and I was like, yes, I am so proud of how far my reading has come along. Right? Nearly 2,000 days of Duolingo coming in clutch. So you guys, yesterday after stream, we ran some errands. And then part of those errands was going to Hobby Lobby to help a friend from church get some card making paper and stuff like that for a project that she's working on. And while I was there, I stopped by the yarn section because, let's face it, I'm a yarn artist. I'm a yarn artist, and all my fellow yarn artists know when you go to Hobby Lobby, you gotta look at the yarn. You just gotta. It's the rules. I don't make them, I just follow them. And I found a 12mm hook and a 15mm hook. And I am excited about this because now I can more likely work with my 6-weight super fuzzy, super bulky yarn and hopefully see the stitches easier than I could with my 10. That's the hope anyway. My hope is that with bigger crochet hooks, I'll be able to see those stitches easier. You keep forgetting about Duolingo, Mama Belle. Good morning, soul! Mama Belle, remind me after stream and I will send you my friend code for Duolingo. Your mom went shopping yesterday. You're hoping to go to church in person tomorrow, and if not, you'll join the gathering. I love it! Love that treasure chest. I am so glad that Lux has that. I love it. Soul, I gotta show you. I have a 12mm hook and a 15mm hook now. I can work with my super bulky yarn. And my hope is I'll be able to make the chunky, make it in a day blanket. And I can hopefully with those bigger stitches, like with bigger hooks, make bigger stitches, which will make them easier to see despite the fuzz. Because my eyes are just not trained yet to see the stitches in that fuzzy yarn. So, yeah. Right? We went to Hobby Lobby yesterday, so of course, as a yarn artist, I had to follow the rule of go to the yarn section and see what they have. And I found some amazingly cute patterns. I found this chunky scarf pattern, which says it's for intermediate, but I think a lot of that is the single crochet 2 together, and I have yet to do that one, so I might need to do some research into what that stitch looks like. I found one for a tote bag that looks like this. And then I found a cute little thing for you to take a picture of your baby in. Or it can be like a little dog bed. A table for one. It can be a lightweight changing pad structure. That's cool. So the bigger, fuzzier yarn, for me personally, is a bit harder to work with, just because of the fuzz making it harder to see the V's as clearly. And so, for me, I'm like, if I can get the bigger stitches, maybe it'll make it where I can see my V's easier. I can see those stitches and like while I'm training my eye to see that with the fuzzies, I can use the bigger stitches, and then eventually my goal, because the recommended hook size for that 6-weight yarn is this 10 millimeter. But I am having a heck of a time seeing the stitches with it, and so I figure, you know what, we're gonna try. So I now officially have an ergonomic hook in each of the sizes that they make them in, so that's exciting. You're still working on your rainbow hat. That normally doesn't take you this long to do. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, it is colder. You do have a lot going on, like a lot on your schedule and things like that. So it makes sense that it would take a little bit longer to do. And then the Woobles came out recently with some crochet kits of Star Trek. Gigi! Good morning, Gigi! How you doing, my friend? Your friends got their 7-year-old who likes crafts an amigurumi set for Christmas. However, the set used the tiniest string and hook, and they had you start on the magic ring before even the basic stitch. Dude, that is not the way to do it. That's what I love about, at least to me, because the magic ring is super hard for me. But I love that the Woobles makes it where it's so much easier because they start it for you. They have little videos. I don't know if they ship internationally, but I love a lot of their kits. So of course, because of, like Polyglot said, how cute they are, I bought the whole thing. I bought like every single one of the ones that they made. 150 watt laptop charger lying around? I wish. I might somewhere in the dark recesses of our old stuff. West, if I find one, I will let you know. I will go looking for that at some point soon. Sounds like the conversation's about to unravel. Alright, you guys. We are going to take a look at the latest crochet stuff that I have. So, I'm going to save that one for last because it is the most ironic. Exactly, now I'll have a complete set. So, my friend Black Rose Storm, she recommended, when I told her that I was having a hard time with the magic circle, she sent me a link to a magic ring guide. So I'm a lefty. I went ahead and bought it. It was like $6. You start here at the 1, bring it up to the 2, down to the 3, over to the 4. And then you do, like, it has a video that shows you how to use it. It has a left hand and a right hand side. And it makes it easier for you to get your magic circle. And I am so excited to start trying to use it. Right? Isn't that more magical than the actual magic ring? Right? It's like $6. So I will have to see if I can get an extra one. Do you want me to get an extra one for you and I can bring it in July, Polyglot? That's the most non-circular thing that you've ever seen. Who names that? You're not very familiar with Star Trek, but you immediately thought of me when you saw the Woobles kit. All right, Polyglot, you got it. I will definitely keep an eye on that website because sometimes it's sold out and she's got to wait till it gets back in stock because it's her own personal creation. So you'll be supporting a little mom and pop shop. So here we have Captain Kirk. Isn't he so cute? Although I might see if I can make the eyebrows a little less angry. Because those look like angry eyebrows. Those look like attack eyebrows. Right? Mom and Pop is better than Amazon any day. Angry Kirky. Angie Kirk. Angie. We have, logically, we must have Mr. Spock. Because logic dictates that if you're going to do Star Trek, especially Star Trek the original series, you must have Lieutenant Commander Spock. And now we must open our hailing frequencies because we have Lieutenant Uhura. Oh, or Determined Kirk. Okay, yeah, we could go with that. We could definitely go with that. Love you too, Mama Belle. Stay safe. Stay safe. I hope you find all of your groceries. You've never seen Star Trek? I would start with the original series and then work your way into Next Gen. And then... Ooh... Because the original series kind of gives you a feel for what they were... Like, what Gene Roddenberry was really going for with Star Trek. So then, I mean, if you enjoy Doctor Who, you'll enjoy Star Trek most likely. Although Angie Kirky does have a good ring to it, right, Soul? And then, finally, we have, we have trouble on planet Earth. We have trouble with tribbles. We can make our own little tribble. Isn't that so cute? These are such cute little packets. I am so excited to take those to work. I am so excited to take those to work and see if I can make them and keep like a few of them at home to make them like at home, but also like I want to make them. So those packets are the Woobles. Now what the Woobles are is they're a company that makes beginner crochet kits, beginner to intermediate crochet kits. They make their own yarn. They found a type of yarn that they've made that is very beginner friendly. It doesn't fray as easily, etc. And they also make videos that teach you how to do the different stitches. They have left-handed videos and right-handed videos. And it's one of those, it's a really, while it's expensive, I think a lot of that is because it makes, they make their own yarn. They've made the videos. And, it's because they only give you just enough yarn. Well, and a little extra in case you make any mistakes to make that project. So yeah, everything in that packet makes that little character. So they give you all the little, they call them the wee woobly bits. And what those are is like the little safety eyes, little darning needles that you use to embroider, and things like that. To where you can make that little thing, and I'll give you a little card that has a link to that particular packet's, makes that packet. Like it's got all the videos with all the stitches that you'll need for it. And what's nice is that because it's amigurumi, it automatically means it starts in the round, which means that you would have to have made a magic ring. I am not familiar enough with the magic ring to make it work yet. That's where this comes in. And so they start it for you. They will probably be roughly, would you say roughly about half the size of the bag, Polyglot? Because I've made you a couple of them. It all depends on, I would say roughly about half the size of the bag. The Tribble was the one you saw and knew I would love it. You're so glad to see I was able to get my hands on all of them, right? I had gotten paid like a day before, so I was like, yep, here we go. Here we go. I'm making this big purchase. Sounds good. And your coffee mug. And your coffee mug. Don't forget Joe the coffee mug. Because I've made like 2 or 3 of those. I think, yeah, let's see. I know I've made Joe the coffee mug and I've made Fred Dino. That depends on a lot of different factors. It depends on A, how familiar you already are with the stitches, B, how much time you dedicate to it, but it'll take a good few hours, roughly, depending on how fast you're able to do it. Because these are more beginner-friendly kits. If you're more familiar with the crochet stitches used already, you can go a little bit faster. But it took me a good while to make my first one. My first one was Fred Dino, and then I made Joe the coffee mug, and then I also have Clint Cactus that I still need to make. He's sitting at work waiting for me to be able to make him. Right? The joys of having adult money that you can spend the way you want, and you can say, "Yup, I got my little teeny tiny discretionary fund for the month. Here, take it." So that is exciting. It is exciting. And I love it. If they ever do a Doctor Who one, I am so gonna pull this again and go, "Shut up and take my money!" Oh, man. But yeah, it all depends on a lot of different factors. How quickly you're able to latch on to the how to do the stitches, how much time each day you have to dedicate to it. You could probably do it with like in a day, if you had the time to dedicate to it. You bought Mrs. G a crochet kit about 2 years ago and she's gone wild with blankets but no little characters. I usually do blankets too. I'm working on a kind of off and on a wearable, but I think blankets are just the easiest for me. Because for me, I found patterns that are the same stitches all the way across. You would like a Doctor Who one made by me if they do one? Alright, alright. Jojo the Dino's about 12 centimeters. Okay, yeah, so that's probably about half the size of the bag, maybe 3/4 the height of the bag. That's 12 centimeters, I think is about 1 inch. 4.5 or 5 inches tall. Okay. You want to try making Joe the coffee mug? Do it! Do it! I would love to see your Joe the coffee mug. The trickiest part of the dino was the spikes. The spikes were just so little that it was hard to get those stitched on the way that they wanted it to. But that's also because it was my first one. So, good morning, warrior! It finally occurred to you why he's Joe and not the dino, right? Fred the dino and Joe the coffee mug. Cup of Joe! Oh man. One of these days, Polyglot, we need to go to Ireland. And then we need to go back to Scotland. And then, while we're in those places, we gotta run into Gigi. And we gotta have a cup of Joe. Or a cuppa. Just a cup of tea. Because that would be fantastic. Right? I want to go back to Scotland. And have a cuppa. You asked Mrs. G to try Hornet from Silk Song. She found it too hard. Maybe a little kit is a good starting point. Yeah. Because a lot of what it is it's trying to get especially with Hornet, I think it would be getting the point of her little horns to look right and then coming back down. She would probably have to make the little horns separate and sew them on, would be my guess. But I could see if I can find a Hornet pattern. You were having some tea from Seven Cups? Ooh, which one? I need to have some of my honey orchid at some point. I am so excited because today I get to meet up with Soul after a couple hours of D&D, and we're gonna go see the Screw Tape Letters, and it's gonna be amazing. Ooh, ginger flower, that sounds so good. Is it one of those ones that does the expansion thing, like the one that you showed our friends that play D&D? It was a bit tricky for a beginner. Let me see what I can find. Beginner Hornet Silk Song crochet pattern. Okay, so here's a free one. Let's see what we got. Oh, I guess you couldn't. Need to make breakfast for the parental unit. They're running a long EEG test on him. He's wired up like a lab rat at the moment, and will be for the next few days. Well, I hope it gives them the answers that they need. Never seen the Screw Tape Letters? It's it's based on a book by C.S. Lewis. It was a series of letters, like Gigi said, from one demon to his nephew. And it's about these two demons trying to tempt this new convert. And the more he gets solidified in his faith, the harder it becomes. So I'm excited to see what this cast does with that, like their interpretation of it. Let's see what stitches they use in this one. Oh, I love it! I love this. You ready for this, Gigi? Get good! I didn't either. Let's see what stitches they use. Oh my gosh, they've got the Among Us guys! Okay, so here's a video tutorial. I haven't gotten a solid answer on that yet, unfortunately, Soul. I know she's on her way about 45 minutes to an hour south of us, and I don't know what time she'll be back to confirm that, but I will definitely keep you updated on it. I can text her definitely after stream and see what she says, because she seemed kind of interested, because she was like asking what time it's at and everything, and seemed interested, but I didn't get like a 100% answer. Okay, so this says it's an easy to intermediate. Need a 4-weight acrylic yarn in white, black, and cherry. So that's probably where things kind of could easily fall apart, is trying to change colors. Need a yarn needle, stitch marker, black felt. Okay. So chain stitch, that's easy. Half double crochet, that one's easy. Single crochet is easy. Slip stitch is easy. The only one that I am not 100% sure on is a single crochet 2 together, because I've never done that stitch. It'll be about 7.5 inches tall. So 4 single crochet into a magic ring. Okay, so that would be where this would come in handy. you single crochet into each stitch around, so 4, and then 2 single crochets into the next, and then so you do 2 and then a single crochet increase into the next 3. No, wait, single crochet in the next 3. Okay, so that makes sense. That would be 5. Oh, I see. They want you to do 2 into the same stitch, so it's like an increase stitch. So that's what it is. So what this is in round 3, this part right here is an increase stitch. So what they're doing is you're doing 2 single crochets into that same stitch, and then 1 into the next 3. And then you're gonna do single crochet into each stitch for another 5. Then you're gonna do another increase. Kitty, good morning! Give me just a minute and I'll get you that hydrate. And then you're gonna get 6. Okay, so every other round you're doing 1 increase stitch. So what that does is that's what makes your project bigger. And so that makes sense. That makes sense. So then, starting in round 10, this is where you have to follow the brackets. 2 single crochets in the next stitch and then single crochet in the next 3. So that's going to be 8 plus 2, which gets you to 10. And then again, you're increasing one more time to make it 12. Now this is just making the head. You've just made head part A, fasten off, cut a short tail, repeat this to make the other half of the head. And this is all going to be in your white yarn. Then you're going to join part A and part B together using 4 single crochet stitches. Stay safe, Dusty! Your head should have a circumference of 16 single crochets around. So then for round 12, which is going to be after you've made your 4 single crochets and joined the 2 halves of the head together, you're going to go around one more time to make 16 single crochets. And then single crochet in the next 4 stitches only. Move the stitch marker to the last stitch. This will now mark the end of that round. Round 13. Do that. Oh, now you're making the horns. Okay. Oh, so now these are pictures of the progress that's made when you do... Oh, so when you're doing those increase stitches, that's what's going on, is you're making these 2 horns, and then you're joining them together, and now you've made her head. So now in the body, with black yarn, you're going to make another magic ring. Okay, where's the... Oh, round 18 is where the single crochet 2 together 2 times only for 6. And then you're going to stuff it and sew it closed. And the Woobles has videos on this on YouTube. And then you're going to make your legs. So you have all of this is leg A, and you're going to repeat all of that again for leg B. And then you're going to take these, stuffing as you go, you're going to join them together. And then you're going to start making her little dress. cute. Oh, so I see what they're doing. Okay. So you're going to put stuffing in the legs. You're not necessarily going to fasten off the legs. What you're going to do is you're going to change color at this point. So see how here it goes from black into your pinkish red yarn? That's where you've changed your color. And so then you're going to start working your way around, making her little dress. And it's going to floof out like that. And then, if you want her to have arms, you would use this black yarn. You're going to chain 6, slip stitch the back 5. That I don't know. So that one she could probably leave off, because it doesn't look like she even fully needs the arms to look like Hornet. And then you sew the arms, or you can sew the head. You don't need to sew the legs because they're joined automatically when you changed color to the dress. You cut oval eyes with black felt for the head, or for me, I would probably use safety eyes. But you probably can't because you've already sewn on. So what you could do if you use safety eyes is, before you sew her head shut, you can put the safety eyes there. You could also look for these gem ovals and glue them on. For her needle sword, you like to use a large yarn needle to pose as her weapon. Okay, so what you could do with that is take a little yarn, like one of your darning needles, and use that as her weapon. And then she's going, "Get good!" So if you want, Gigi, I can totally send you this pattern and you can show it to Mrs. G. Because the only stitch that I'm not familiar with is the single crochet 2 together. That is the only one that I am not familiar with at all. And I think that that's why they call it intermediate. The only other, between the fact that it has the magic ring and the fact that it has a stitch that I'm not familiar with, it's one of those things where that could lead to it being a little more intermediate, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, that was fun. That was a fun little tangent, because I know Pastor Houston absolutely loves Silk Song, so that would be kind of fun. Yeah, a step-by-step guide is so good, and what's nice about the Woobles videos is they are literally a minute or less. They are like little bite-sized bits of information on how to get that stitch. Good morning, Star Fox! Kitty, I owe you a hydrate. There you go. How you doing, my friend? And Polyglot, you said it's not a blooming one, that ginger tea you had, which means you can easily enjoy a single serving. Nice! Hydrating as well, yes! So important. Let's see, do the Woobles ship internationally? Let's see. They currently only ship to the US and Canada. However, there is conflicting information online, including mentions of international shipping on Kanoji and Reddit, but these may reflect outdated or third-party claims. Always verify shipping availability on the official website. So let's go to their website. Let's see. Free shipping on $50 or more. Let's see. Shipping. I am not seeing anything other than the US and Canada, unfortunately. But I do know that a lot of their videos are online. So let me see. Let me check YouTube real quick. And Fred Dinosaur Wooble. Let's just check with that one. They do. They do. So somebody made a playlist. So Gigi, Gigi, here's a link for you. This has all the videos she would need to make Fred Dino. And that is the very first one that I ever made. That was my very, very first amigurumi project. There we go. So you guys, let's go ahead and pray. If you have any prayer requests, please feel free to drop them in chat, please, or use the please pray for me 1 channel point redeem. And I will be more than happy to pray for you guys. And then we're gonna check out the new Sims family that I made. I am so excited about this family. I love him. I love them. Alright, you guys, I'll look up partway through the prayer just to make sure that I don't miss anything, and then we'll go from there. Dear Lord, thank you so much for who you are and how much you love us. I ask that you be with each and every one of us in a special way, Lord. I ask that you just make your presence known. I pray for B, that you just soften her heart to you, Lord. Open her mind so she can hear your voice calling her. I pray for Jay, that you just keep her asking questions, Lord, and guide her to people who can give her those answers, Lord. Guide her to the source that is you. I ask that you be with all the people that are in this winter storm, that they stay safe, they stay warm, that power stays on, and that they're able to make it through this. I ask that you be with anybody who just needs your guidance and direction, Lord. For Bearded Beowulf, for Catherine Naomi, for Legend of Zyro, all the people that are just looking to you for guidance and direction, Lord. I pray that you just give them that, Lord. Your word says that if any of us lacks wisdom, we should ask you, who gives generously, and that's all they want, Lord. I pray for anybody who is struggling physically, whether illness or injury, that you heal them. Anybody who is struggling mentally, that you be with them as well, Lord. I pray over Soul in an Earthsuit, that you just be with her and her dad, Lord. Be with her dad's health. Give the doctors the wisdom and answers that they need. Let everything go according to plan, and let his lung cancer not be recurring, Lord. Help her driving anxiety to get to a more tolerable level, Lord. Help her as she started classes to be able to grasp everything that's being taught, Lord. I ask that you just be with Kishu and Spark and Pastor Dustin and Wolfler and Tie-Dye Chef Dave and Christian Ninja and Mother Goose, and all the other amazing, amazing Christian streamers, Lord. Be with Lady Foes and Adaphos and Baby Foes. Keep all of us close to you, Lord. I ask that you be with Treasure Chest and give her energy for that conversation with her friend. I ask that you just let it be a fruitful conversation, Lord. And let the information that they share be rooted in you. Use this time to bring them closer to you and to each other as friends, Lord. I ask as we dive into the game that you just give us a great time of fellowship. Be with Polyglot and Piano Man, Lord, and just bless their ministry as well, Lord. I ask that you be with each and every one of us in a new and mighty way, and make your presence more and more real to us, Lord. And in your name I pray. Amen. So you guys, while I'm loading the game and changing the category, I started, so I'm part of Lux Digital Church, and their semester of small groups started, and they have one that is, or they have a couple, but they had one that meets at a time that I am able to actually join in, and it's co-ed. And so I am so excited. I had the first meeting. We had the first meeting this past Thursday, and it was amazing. We're going through the book of Galatians, and it was so good just diving deep into the word. And I'm so excited for what God is doing through this. Gonna go get ready to leave when your friend comes to pick you up. Fantastic, Treasure Chest. I hope it's amazing. Phelan, good morning, good morning. How are you, my friend? Let me go into studio mode, because now that the game is loaded, I can switch sources to be here. I'm glad too, because I've wanted to for a while, and it's just never really been at a time that I've been able to. Doing a bit better. You were really exhausted from yesterday's rehearsal. Remind me, what were you in rehearsals for? And how are your headaches? And have you heard from STL lately to see how he's doing? What have you been up to? It has been so fun. I loved your Lego Simba. It looks so good. Is he still in the same spot? Now, before I introduce you guys to this family, I've been working on a story, and this story is based loosely on Sophia the First. The basic idea is King marries Commoner, who has a teenage daughter, and they're all adjusting. They're all adjusting because the king has never been a dad. The mother and daughter have never been royal. So he's adjusting to being a dad. They're adjusting to royal life, and how that's so drastically different from commoner life. And so their names are King Emrys, Queen Ellis, and Princess Erin. And so I based these characters on them. You've been going to NAVS on your lunch break. Nice! You study theater and got a play in a week, so you got rehearsals going. Your own headaches are much better. As for STLs, they're still pretty bad still. The lion is still sitting underneath you, essentially, on a little shelf. Yay! That is so good. Let's pray for you and STL. Lord, as we get ready to dive into Sims 4, we want to bring Phelan and our favorite Doctor STL before you. I pray that rehearsals continue to go well for Phelan, and I thank you so much that his headaches are so much better. I ask that the rehearsal fairy sprinkles her dust, and the play comes together, and they are ready for opening night, Lord. We pray for our favorite doctor, that you just continue to be with him, be with his headaches, and just give him some relief and give him some answers, Lord. As he gets ready to go back to the Mayo Clinic at some point next month, I pray that answers are available, wisdom is given, and I just pray that everything goes according to your will and that you be glorified in all of this, Lord. And I pray for his unspoken as well, Lord. And I pray for the unspoken in my extended family as well, that you move any mountains that need to be moved, soften hearts that need to be softened. And in your name I pray, amen. So I don't have a last name for them in the story, but I decided to use one of my clans that I'm descended from's name. I introduce to you the Hannah family. Anytime, Phelan, I'm just a message away anytime you need prayer. So here is Mama Ellis, Father Emrys. Here's little Aaron. Originally I had it just the three of them. They decided they wanted to have another kid, so this is baby Bridget. Now, Ellis, she is a freelance writer, and I wanted her to have, so in the story, Ellis is very independent and very much just wanting to kind of, like, she doesn't want to have to, be beholden to, like, she knows there's societal norms, but she likes to do things her way as well. And so I wanted her to have a career that would reflect that independence and give her that independence to be creative and things like that. Emrys, because Emrys is the king in my story, I thought he would make a great businessman. And currently Ellis is working on a mystery novel for a client. Little Aaron is a toddler and about to age up in about a week to being a child. And Bridget is about to age up in about a week to being a toddler. Now here, I designed this house myself. I bought them a lot, like a little plot of land, and I kind of used Digidonna's house as inspiration to a certain extent. We've got a wide open area, like a wide great room here for the living room / dining room / kitchen area. Here's the girls' room. Here's Ellis and Emrys's room. And a nice-sized bathroom, like huge. And because I saw that Bridget always enjoyed falling asleep out in the living room area, I got them a little pack and play. So that way she could either sleep in the crib or she can sleep in the little pack and play. Now, once she ages up to toddler, that's not going to be an option anymore. But how long do we have before that happens? We have a good couple of weeks before that happens. So we're going to see how long that gives us. I'm going to see how long about another hour will take us. So Emrys, he's leveling up in the business sphere, and he is now an assistant manager. And I kind of wanted, let me see if I can bring up the the walls for the outside. Here we go. So now we'll let them do their thing for a minute. But here's the outside of their little home. I might change out the door. I'm not 100% sold on that front door. Let's see. Can I... Ooh, requires a taller height. Okay. We could do something like that. Yeah, we do need some windows too. Yeah, we don't want it to be like a compound. I just ran out of money, and so now I'm able to kind of do more. So let's go ahead, let's take this front door. We're gonna sell it. I am gonna go with, let's go with this kind of gray and blue color. We'll go with that. And then we need, like Gigi was saying, some windows. So let us, I like this. Let's keep this kind of motif going. We'll put a window there, a window there, and then let's kind of swing off to the side, go in the back. And then we need something on this side. Maybe partway through the kitchen. I'm thinking let's center that. Oh. And then let's go back into live mode. Yeah, so you earn, so if you get one of the pre-built houses, it comes with everything all set already. But if you go with building your own lot, then you need to earn some money to make ends meet. And then eventually we can add a store, another level to the house if needed. So ads start in just a minute, everybody. We will pause and make sure that you do not miss any of the fantastic gameplay. So we need to write a mystery. And I think I have the perfect caper for her to have them solve. The case of, let's see, what was it? The case of the missing check. Oh, okay, so we will pause and go to BRB because we are in ads. welcome back. So we are writing a mystery novel. There we go. We'll go with that. And while the kiddos are sleeping, she will go ahead and do some writing. Now these, for those who haven't played Sims, these are your Sims needs. As long as they're in the green, you are typically good. So right now, Bridget is going to be hungry here when she wakes up in a bit. She's currently sleeping, but she will probably wake up angry because she's hungry. So we've got our little high chair. We can help her discover some foods. Little Erin just woke up and she's hungry. So we'll have Dad give her some yogurt for breakfast because he has to get ready to go to work here in a bit. Oh, that is next on the list. That is next on the list. In fact, Soul, how about the next time we get together, we lay the foundation of that? Because we got a plan. I know we said that our GM is going to be like the kooky character that not necessarily villainous, but could come across, I guess, as one. What, Emrys, my dude. Alright, so I guess let's set that on the floor so that Erin can eat her yogurt. Yeah, villainous tendencies, but doesn't necessarily think herself the villain. And so we're working on building their relationship. So up here we have, they are good friends. They are working their way up to best friends. So yeah, maybe the next time, Soul, that we get together, we could totally make that happen. So because now the question is, do we all live in the same house, or do we want to make separate families and have them all kind of living in the same neighborhood? These are all of the questions that we need to ask. So now to give Erin the top-notch toddler trait, we need to get her skills leveling up. So we need to level up her imagination, and we need to level up her thinking. So let's go ahead and get in her inventory. And let's have her play some sim blocks. And And then we'll have Ellis clean that later when she's done writing. Kooky Aunt with villainous tendencies sounds about right. Her sweet husband Thomas balances her out. Yes! I love it! I love it! That is absolutely perfect. Oh, the baby's awake! She's hungry! She hungry! Let's explore some foods. Let's try some rice porridge, because we didn't necessarily get a chance to explore a lot of foods with Aaron. So I'm excited to try out a bunch of different ones with Bridget. Oh, you're right, it did. It did. Our player characters would be one family. Okay. So do we all want to kind of be the children of GM character and Thomas? Or do we want to have GM and Thomas in one house in the neighborhood and all the player characters in another? Oh no, she didn't like it. She didn't like rice porridge. Unsure about sweet potato puree. Okay, so let's give her another chance to try it. Okay, so GM and Thomas are the aunt and uncle who live next door. I love it. I love it. So the next time you come over, we'll lay the groundwork for it. And then we can look and see how that goes. Because we'll need to find a couple plots of land. And what we can do is we can lay the groundwork of, we create all the characters, we build the houses, get them, their jobs or whatever, and then go from there. Oh, Ellis, let your kid out. Let your kid out. My character was the mom and Viola was the dad. I think you're right. And then we'll let you play with the nesting blocks. I think you're right. So now we've got the kiddos playing. You need, madam, to resume writing your book while the kids are playing. You can sleep once that's done. How's your energy? Yeah, you're good. You're just in the yellow. It's once you get down to orange and red that we need to be worried. There we go. Oh, is she gonna try go night-night? She's tired already? And so now little Bridget is gonna just fall asleep on the floor. And we'll just let her do that, I guess. And then eventually Mama will put her to sleep in her crib. Kiara's definitely a klepto, and Yael totally enables her. Yes, I totally agree. I completely agree. So she's asleep. So now we're going to go to our inventory. Her book is there. Approved! Yes! So she got $1,603. So now we'll let her get some rest while the baby sleeps, because as any parent knows, while the baby sleeps, you sleep. Oh, I did not realize that that would be that. So we'll just let her place that in her little world. And now you can go nap. Go nap. Don't you worry. We've got eyes on your toddler. She's perfectly A-okay. She's playing her little game and she's having a blast. She's getting a little hungry, but that's okay. You can nap first. We're building up her thinking skills. I had made her a nice little office, because I didn't realize until just now that Ellis has her little laptop. So that's pretty cool. So now that means that she can have that, and Emrys can have access to this computer, and the family can have access to that computer. And she can do all her writing on there. She's almost maxed out her writing skills, so that's good. Then we can start working on maxing out some of these other skills for her. She's pretty close to maxing out, or at least leveling up in her thinking. And then we'll switch to one that'll level up her imagination. Get some screen time in. Her energy is leveling up. She's probably going to use her diaper and need a diaper change. Need some food. So now that we've got some money, let's go ahead and get a high chair for little baby. Make it face the table. In fact, you know what? Let's move this chair for now. We'll just have this random dining chair there for now. And put the two high chairs next to each other. We'll just add that to our inventory. Go back into live mode. That way we can feed both our toddler and the baby. Once she levels up to be, or ages up to being a child, we can sell this high chair or place it in the household inventory and put our other chair out there. Let's see how the skill is doing. She is just about leveled up. She is well on track for the top-notch toddler trait. Thinking level 4, parfaitement. Let us do some drawing. And get that imagination skill leveled up. And then Ellis, why don't you help her explore some more food? Let's try an oatmeal cereal. Emrys is home, and the Spice Festival is in town. And come and join the fun at cheerleading team sports day. So Emrys, I made him a hothead because in my story, King Emrys, while he's a little more on the easily triggered side, and he's learning how to calm down. Good. Hunger is good to go. Now, why don't we have you... Baby care, there it is, change diaper. We're gonna have that diaper be changed. And then we're gonna give her a bath because she needs a bath. There we go. All right. Soon as that imagination levels up to 4, we'll have her fulfill her thing about give her a hug. Hug lovingly. Come on. Now, one of the things about The Sims is that it can sometimes take a few tries to... get them to do what you need them to do. Or want them to do. You can have your ham dinner later. You go give your daughter a hug, Ellis. But what's nice is we can reset the objects. We can say, go give her a hug. Set her food on the table. Right, because they keep doing they keep wanting to do what they want. Exactly. Now, maybe it's because she's drawing. Maybe that's why. She's like, I don't want to interrupt my daughter learning how to... I don't want her learning that it's okay to interrupt. So maybe that's what it is. And they're being silly. Now let's give her some peanut butter and jelly. Yeah, you go get a bath, Emrys. You've worked hard all day, so you deserve it. You deserve it. You kind of miss the older style of Sims when they wouldn't do something without you telling them, but at the same time, you're glad they changed it because if you forgot to make them go potty, they wet the floor, right? Exactly. Like it's a nice balance. It can be frustrating because you're like, just do what I want you to do, but at the same time, you're like, I can understand it, you know? Although I don't like how they leave their children in a high chair after they've eaten. And they're like, yeah, we're good. Alright, let out. Go let your kid out. There, your hygiene is fine now. Go let your kid out of the high chair because your wife decided she was tired. You can also reward yourself by for a job well done every day, all day, every day, with some food. And you can go ahead and go potty. And then we'll let you go to bed. We got you right on time! Woo! As soon as she is all done, she'll ask for a bedtime story. She's like, I'm so proud of myself! Yay, bedtime story! So since that doesn't necessarily need to be her office area, we can sell that desk because I just wanted it to be a desk that she would like. But we can make it a more neutral without all the floweriness. There we go. And now you can go to sleep because your energy level demands it. And when they're asleep, time flies by until somebody wakes up. Let us... Oh. Let us... Let's feed her. Go, go, go before CPS comes and takes our child. She was sound asleep. How was Mama supposed to know? There we go. And her energy level is fine. She can play with the blocks. Ellis can check for gigs while baby Bridget plays, and then we can get her to have some breakfast. We'll have her cook a grand breakfast once she decides on a gig. Let's see. Let's do another mystery. And then we'll cook a grand breakfast before she gets too hungry. Hey, how's it going, Mad Mamas? I'm so glad we could raid you yesterday. How have you been? How did the rest of stream go? I hope it went so well. What was the best part? So today we're playing some Sims. We have Ellis, Emrys, Bridget, and Aaron. Yeah, you go ahead and play with the baby. Let the baby know you love her. Okay, so it cannot... Okay, so we'll just have it sit there so that way she has a spot she can eat. Stream was good. Just got home grabbing some foods and leftover pizza. Favorite part was sharing your new welcome speech. I love it. You had some really good speeches for your welcome and raids. I loved them. They were so good. I love how she cooks this grand breakfast and grabs a ham dinner. Baby Bridget's over there just making a big old mess. She's all playing with the pots and pans. You're just sitting there staring at your ham dinner. Oh, good. Get some family time before Emrys goes to work as an assistant manager. Let's see, how close is she to getting promoted? So this is due by 9 a.m. on Monday. Okay. So far, performance is down in average. So I don't know if that means promoted or not. Lady Foz! Good morning! How are you? How's it going? You can't decide which is your favorite? You like the idea of switching between them? I love it. I love it. So today we're starting off with some Sims, and then in about half an hour we'll be switching to some crochet. Galaxy, thank you for the lurk. Yeah, I agree, Beth. I agree, Mad Mamas. Definitely make sure that you are making sure that you're rotating, it doesn't get stale, and then you don't get burnt out on one. You know what I mean? You know, I've got an idea. I like the idea of this being her little office area. So why don't we place that in inventory for now? We'll move her laptop over there, so that way the table, like the dining room table, is there for just for dining. You're playing Magic the Gathering Arena? I saw that Addo had logged on there. Nice. What's your favorite deck these days? So, I stopped by Hobby Lobby yesterday. Thank you for the lurk, Mad Mamas. So, Lady Foes, I stopped by Hobby Lobby yesterday, and like any good yarn artist, I stopped in the yarn section. I don't make the rules, I just follow them. And I found a 12mm hook and a 15mm hook. So now I have every single size in ergonomic hooks. Aren't they adorable? They are. And I need those for this chunky yarn so that I can get used to seeing fuzzy stitches. You wanted to stop by and say hi and say thanks, but you gotta get things set up? Totally understand. Thank you for stopping by. We love you, Mad Mamas. You are amazing. I'm thinking eventually what I might do, I'm going to have her polish that to perfection because it needs cleaning. Eventually what I might do once we have kind of a little bit better of an idea is we are going to move this door. We're going to move the, maybe we move the bathroom, make it a little bit smaller, because that is a huge bathroom. So what if we made that bathroom like half the size that it is, and we give Ellis a little office? That way she's not like working out in the middle of the hallway. Oh, you don't have to swing at all when you play your eunuch deck? Oh, that is so cool. What ability do you have that that one does? That makes it where that's possible. Let's go ahead and put that away. It's a cleric deck that works well with enchantments. I love it! So let's see. Let's go into build mode here. Each cleric has its own abilities. I love that! And we can put her little potty right across from the actual big girl potty. We put the mirror right there. I gotta go to all walls. We can put... If I scoot the TV over a little bit, maybe if I center the light more. Oh, it's because of the fact that the... Okay, that makes sense. So let's move the little potty there. Oh, because the sink is there. You'll have to play sometime and show me? Absolutely! Oh, it's because it's got the big sink. And the little potty is there. Okay. Then the TV is there. Yeah. Huh. What if we scoot our TV there? We put the bathtub. We get a smaller sink first off. Because we can get a smaller sink. We'll just get a cute little... And then for now, we're going to put the TV there just for now. Because what I want to do is make part of this like a small little office space. So maybe what the answer is we build a wall that kind of separates that. Now let's explore. So now we've got in our inventory we have that. Okay. We've got little teeny tiny bathroom, but a huge office. Okay. So let us instead, we need to destroy the wall there. We're gonna give them kind of an extra square of space. Couple squares. There we go. We can put the training toilet there. Big girl toilet there. We need a door. We'll kind of match that. And make it where you kind of have to go. Oh, so they need a little more room there. That's too big of a desk. Okay. Wow, it doesn't even... Okay. For now, let's place that in inventory. Let's sell that desk. Or at least put it in inventory for now. We could, yeah, if needed. We don't necessarily need a teen writing desk or a kid's desk, but what we do need is something that is just a little bit smaller. You just had to mulligan 3 times? Oh no! Or no, I don't like that. Don't like that idea. That could work. This vintage desk. Yeah, that's too big, especially with the door. And I like the idea of her being able to... I like the idea of possibly entering the office from multiple ways. But yeah, like you said, why don't we just extend the walls out just a smidgen? And we'll undo what we just did. I don't know. I don't know that I like that. We can extend out that way just a smidge. That really seems to narrow out the living room, though. I don't know that I like that. Ooh, what's for dinner tonight? Because I wanted to have just like a cute little office, but... Ooh, chicken curry. A small upstairs or downstairs, maybe? That could work. Because the training toilet, it just is a little too much. We could scoot the chair back a bit, see what desks fit in then. Yeah, because of the door. It really needs... We really need this kind of teen writing desk moment. It's just a smidge too small. We could give kind of an attic office. true. I could try that. Remove that part of the wall so I won't need a door, or remove part of the wall from the bedroom. Because that is a pretty big master bedroom. But it's also a really nice size at the same time, you know? Maybe. Let's see about some stairs, and we can give her kind of an attic office. To work in. That would be a little easier, I think. Okay, so then let's build a wall. We'll build her kind of a decent sized attic office. Oh, except it went almost beyond. It went beyond the roof line. Okay, so let's make it a little smaller. We'll do a little undo. Got a hole in the roof. So let's take a look at this roof line. No, I don't want a farm look. Let's undo that. We could do that. That kind of looks possibly... No, that's a little too much. So then that means undo the room. Let's... Oh. Okay, so that could work. That could work. Okay. Oh, okay, so now we can expand. Yeah, we've got the stairs there. So let's go ahead and go into build. Now, wait a minute. Does the stairs need to... Does the stairs need to come up here? Okay, there we go. Okay. And then let's get all of her office stuff. Give her a cute little office that she can work. And then a door. And then do we need stairs? Going... Okay, so that's like literally up on her roof. Okay, so now where are the stairs? Okay, so we need to go into build mode. Because I thought I had included stairs. Maybe I need to... move the room over a little bit. Oh, I see. I made the room, which made the floor. Which negated the stairs. Okay. And then... that looks so weird. Huh. 20 servings prepped and just in time for piano guy to get home. Woohoo! Okay, so there's the stairs. I might need to add a door. Yeah, I do. Okay. Why don't we move this there? And then... you'd make a room around the area you want stairs and then add the stairs so that they enter the room. Ah. That could work. Yeah, I guess she can. That seems... Okay, so now the roof line isn't quite... because it's... we gotta make it more even with the rest of the house. There we go. There's that. Almost half of these are breakfast burritos, but we've got Kung Pao chicken, Thai coconut chicken, dan dan noodles, chili con carne, and mabo tofu. Woohoo! And then we can put... ooh, yeah. I mean, I haven't made a whole lot more progress. I've only done like a couple more rounds just because I've been only off and on working on it. We need wall patterns. Something writing inspirational. Oh, mapo tofu. Is that different from mabu tofu? I feel like this would be a good inspiration. Okay, so that's already taken care of. Okay. And with that, your domestic duties for the week are done. You can go back to being lazy. Oh, Mapo tofu is just the correct spelling. Oh, that makes sense. So maybe what we need to do then is maybe raise the roof line? Yeah, no problem. I hope that it was good and worth it. That you've enjoyed yourself. Yeah, raise the roof. Whoop whoop. Because I don't understand why it's... Maybe I need to destroy the roof. Maybe that's what it is. I need to destroy the roof and rebuild it. And we can just add an upstairs. We can just add a bunch of rooms upstairs. Like a guest room. Oh no, now she's stuck! She's stuck upstairs! Oh no! You're about to make it yesterday, but then in the same banana boat. Oh, hold on. You wish your bananas were ripe so you could make banana bread. You're about to make it yesterday, but in the same banana boat as me. Oh! Ads start in just a minute. Let's see if we can finish making this second level, because we can have kind of a guest room. Because we could make kind of a guest room and then maybe a room for as the kids get older so they're not always sharing. They can have their own space to be independent. Oh. Undo that. Expand that out. And then we'll have another bathroom up here. Actually, we should put the bathroom across from what will be the guest room. There we go. All right, we will pause, and I will be right back. sounds good. It's looking great, isn't it? Have a great day, kitty. Love ya. Alrighty, let's quickly finish making this, and then that'll leave us a little bit of time for some crochet. You ta-ta for now, buddy. Huh. This doesn't look right. Yeah, that's not looking right at all. Okay, so what if we... move the roof. And we extend it a bit. Does that work? Not necessarily. No, because it's still... it still seems like... maybe I need to destroy the roof. Oh, ah! Where's my center on lot? Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, so now, roof. If I start it there, expand it that way, expand it that way, and then we do walls to fill in the gaps. There we go. And then oh, okay. Gotta do patterns. And I believe it was... right? It's just been a little bit since I did any building in this. Oh, Soul, are you still here by chance? Madre is in. Madre just texted. There we go. Ooh, I really think we should redo the entire... oh, I see. Okay. So we need something that can carry that kind of look. That kind of grayish look. Let's see. That seems to match. that match at all? Not really, no. So let's... Oh, ah! Oh, redo. Build those walls. Keep it that kind of... Get a kind of grayish color. Actually, we could technically do this. Ooh, I kind of like that striped look. Okay. We got to build one more wall. And then... That'll be good. And we'll see what the inside looks like. Okay. So that should be fine. Okay, that looks good. Okay, so now we just need to paint the inside. And then we'll be ready for some crochet. So let's do kind of a basic pastel. I kind of like green. For that. And then something kind of basic for the guest room too. And then we need to make some doors. Oh, I need to get that basic pastel for the other part of the hallway. There we go. Okay. There we go. All right. So now... Oh. Undo. For the bathroom. Actually for the... Yeah, the bathroom. Oh, I need to put in another panel of that. So now we need some doors. We'll go with that for a door, that, and that. And why don't we expand that room out a square? And we can expand the guest room out a square as well. There we go. And the stairs. Why do the stairs keep disappearing? Are they in my inventory? They are not. However, the light for the office is... Okay, so now let's check that out. And then what we could potentially do is kind of a European style downstairs bath where it has like a bath and shower in one spot and then the toilet and sink in the other. Oh, look at her in her little office. And then eventually we'll get some flooring for upstairs, but this can be just kind of an area for them to do, you know. Alright, so what we can do then is we'll just demolish the... Oh no! No! Alright, we want our basic little sink. Ah, because the door is still there. Okay. Our wall's still there with the door. Alright. We're gonna get rid of that. Okay. Now we can move that there. We can move that there. That there. And they'll just have a huge, huge master bath. There. Hey, how's it going, Dreamer? Okay, that'll work. Yeah, I think that'll work. Poor thing, she fell asleep in her high chair. Alright, before we save and switch over to crochet, we've gotta let our child out of her high chair. Okay. So now we know our children are okay. They're getting fed, they're out of their high chair, they're not falling asleep. Alright, let's go ahead and exit. We'll save. So we've been playing some Sims 4, but with a new family. And now we are about to switch over to some crochet for a little bit. So let me get the music back up and going. We'll get this going. Switch over to crochet. Switch the category to makers and crafting. I'm going to turn the music down in my ears. Okay. So the last time, so here's what we have so far. I know Lady Foes especially was interested in how far we got. So we did one more row. I'm thinking we've got time for one row before we gotta go. So we had just slip stitched. I'm gonna take out my... You are? That's fantastic! Let me pull this up, scroll it down a beat. There we go. I love my light up hook. It is a lifesaver. So now we are going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we are going to cluster chain 1 into the chain 1 space, which means we're going to make 3 double crochets. So here is 1, 2, and 3, and then we're going to chain 1. We're going to go to our next chain 1 space, and we're going to cluster into that one as well. Whoop. That was 1. We're getting ready for 2. Get myself a little more yarn. And 3. Chain 1. And we are just doing clusters of double crochets until we reach the next V. How's the balance of music to me, by the way? I want to make sure that that's good to go. Yes, okay, we're on 3. Okay. Because I dropped my stitch. I know what you're gonna say. Girl, you're dropping stitches all over the place. Yes, and then chain 1. Go to our next chain 1 space. Now I can tell that this is a chain 1 because I can see 1, 2, and 3 in there. When I get to a V stitch, it's going to look more like a V. then the V-stitch is more like it's like an increased stitch but with double crochets. There we go. So, Lady Foes, pregunta para ti. Isn't it though? It is such a pretty color. What does a single crochet 2 together look like? Because some of the patterns that I've been seeing... Oh, did I accidentally do? I miscounted. I should have done... Let's see, was that my... Okay, so I did not chain. I'm glad I caught that. Okay. Because, let's see, let me pull up the pattern. Because earlier today we were talking about how Gigi's wife wanted to be able to make a hornet amigurumi from Silk Song. And it would look like this. And it calls for... Let me scroll to where the pattern actually is. Does that stand for single crochet decrease? So it functions more like a decrease stitch? Alright, so I did a chain. Now we're gonna go to our next one. Let me see if I'm able to... Yeah, I will definitely do that. Let me turn off my display capture so that way stuff doesn't get shown that doesn't need to be shown. And then we scroll down, down, down to the Lady Foes. And then we discord it. And there we go. We have discord. We have discorded the pattern to the Lady Foes. Because it looks like it's a fairly easy pattern other than the getting into the magic circle. There we go. We got that. We've got our chain, because I actually remembered to chain. Okay, so it is a decrease. Okay. Because I had heard that there was such a thing as, like... I'd heard it used before, but I wasn't 100% sure what it meant. You know what I mean? What? Yarn, come on, work with me, please. Por favor. There we go. Because I know the Woobles has a video on it. Let me see. Let me see. Because now I'm curious. Single crochet, 2 together. There we go. And then I'm going to specify Woobles. There are! So over by the keyboard, we have Gallifrey. Gallifrey is my acoustic guitar. And there we have Mandy, my electric guitar. So this is single crochet 3 together.
SC3 TOG stands for single crochet 3 stitches together. You can think of it like doing a decrease stitch, but across 3 stitches instead of 2. So to do that, you're going to put your hook into the next hole from the front to the back of the piece. So it should look like you have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over. And now bring that yarn through just the first 2 loops on your hook. So you now have 2 loops on your hook. Now you're going to put your hook under the second stitch. So it should look like you've got 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over and bring that yarn just through the first 2 loops on your hook. So now you've got 3 loops on your hook. Alright, now the last time you're going to do this, you're going to put your hook under the third horizontal V. So it should look like you've got 5 strands of yarn on your hook. Yarn over, bring that yarn just through the hole that you just put your hook into. So just through the first 2 strands of yarn, so that it looks like you have 4 loops on your hook now.
Okay.
Now you're going to yarn over one last time and bring that yarn through all 4 loops on the hook.
Oh, so
That
now
is
you
the
have...
end to single crochet 3 stitches together.
Oh, okay, so it does function very similarly to a decrease. Okay. Because when I specified through the Woobles, it's the first one is how to decrease. You normally decrease by 2, not 3. That makes sense. That totally makes sense. Let me go get Gallifrey. Do you want to see Gallifrey or do you want to see Mandy? So Gallifrey is the one by the keyboard. Mandy is the one by the nightstand. Or do we want to go with Porque no los dos? And then I'm gonna pull my... Uh-oh, where is my... Where is my Hal Leonard all 3 books together? My Hal Leonard all 3 books together got moved somewhere and I don't remember where I put it. But so do we want Gallifrey or do we want Mandy or do we want both? It's been so long since I've played guitar, I don't even really remember a whole lot of chords. Let's start with Gallifrey. Why not? We'll make an executive decision as the streamer. Hooray! And then let me grab a pick. Oh, now I have to put it in this pocket. I'm my purple pick. Now I have not tuned Gallifrey in a long time. So let's see. Let's turn on the tuner. Okay. Let's take a look what all the notes should be. They should be E, A, D, E, B, G. Okay. Yeah. Because E... There we go. There we go, there we go. All right. There we go. So there we go. 1, nothing wrong with me. 2, nothing wrong with me. 3, nothing wrong with me. 4, nothing wrong with me. Okay. Oh, wrong one. Bring that up. Okay. And then need one on B and then G. Okay. There we go, and then this one's G. There we go. That sounds better. Then A. We need on the used to have calluses on my fingers, but it's been so long since I've played, I lost them. But at least she's in tune now. And that is Gallifrey. My dear, lovely Gallifrey. I am gonna get probably so stinking mad. I'm gonna be like, what the heck? You play ranked and you're on gold too? I love it. I haven't played MTGA in so long. I should probably play more, just so that way I get better cards and stuff. But I love my Saddle Up deck. People get so mad at me. I've had people rage quit on me with that deck. Because my Saddle Up deck, it's based on an ability called Saddle. And you get your characters get different abilities based on whether they're saddled or not. It is such a fun deck. You dislike it so much. You've beaten it before. It took a little bit, but you beat it. I'm honestly really scared of a lot of your decks, Lady Foes, because that, your decks, they are crazy strong. Yeah, it was super, super fun. It was super fun developing. Because I've never really been good at building my own decks. Like, I've gone to, what are they called? I've gone to, what are the ones called where it starts with a D and you get like 6 booster packs, you pass them around the table and you have to build a deck out of those. Oh yeah, I still have my Digimon decks and I'm pretty sure they're obsolete as well. Okay, so this one I'm only seeing 2, which tells me V-Stitch. So see how there's only 2 there? That tells me V-Stitch. So V-Stitch, we are gonna double chain, go back into that same one, and double again. And then we chain. You had fun building your red deck though? Yeah, your red deck is crazy powerful, Soul. Hey, if I've got the time, I will definitely, because I know that I have not necessarily been the best about making sure that my Sundays are free. Oh wait, no, I was one too soon. I was looking at the row below. Oops. So I need to go back and undo that. I was looking at the row underneath the one, because I had apparently messed up earlier. But it's okay. It's gonna look fine. We're just gonna roll with whatever this looks like by the end. You only play historic? Gotcha. I like historic. Historic is fun because you get to use all the different ones that are like considered way beyond obsolete. Your gold tier 1, way to go! Let's go! So now we V-stitch. But now the question is, did I remember to chain? And the answer is, no! So I need to chain. You're on your way to plat! Woohoo! Platinum, here comes Lady Foes. The one that plays the most gets all decks that beat everything with all things against which they compete. You said no when I said did I remember to chain? See, you knew before I did. You were about to be like, Donna, what are you doing? Alright, so now the next, there it is. Next chain 1 space is right here. So we V-stitched, which means, so we just did the, now we need to remember to do half doubles because we just did the sleeve and now we're at the front. And that makes sense given where it's laid out. That totally makes sense. So now we're doing half doubles. So anything where we are making, where we are doing this part where it says, anything where it says to double crochet right now, we are gonna be doing half doubles. So that means I'm going to set up for the half double. We yarn over, go into the stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 3. We're going to do that 3 times. this is number 2. Number 3. And we chain. I'm going to try to get through this segment in the next 15 minutes, and then we can remember that we are on the V-stitch. Come on, pull through 3. There we go. See, it's like butter. It's like butter. When your tension is just right, it goes through like butter. So we're going to do some half doubles again. There's 3, so we're going to chain. We got just a couple more, and then we're going to do our V-stitch. There we go. Good, you guys are still able to see. I'm checking my camera every so often just to make sure that you guys can still see. There we go. Last one, and then we have our V-stitch. And then we are going to have to call it on that, because I will have to raid out after we do a little just chatting. So that I can grab some foods, and then I've got to go to D&D for a couple hours. Oh, come on, I dropped it like right there at the end. Hate when I do that. Give me 1 second, I see your chat there, lady foes. Oh. Okay, good, I did chain. Okay, it did take. Good. I was kind of worried that it didn't. Alright, so now we've got our V-stitch. So we got double, chain, double, and chain. All right. So now I'm going to go ahead and put little stitch marker there, so that way I know exactly where we are. So we just did our V-stitch, so now we are on, when we come back next time for Slow Start Saturday, we will be on double crochets. I think we might have time for one round of Magic the Gathering. Let me get to just chatting while I get that set up. And then I need to pause the music. I need to log in. Then I'm going to go to studio mode so that I can get the correct game captured. Make sure that works. Good. And then I need to reset that. Exit studio mode. And there we go. All right, let's go ahead and claim all of these. I am very much right packs for days. Let's go ahead and just open them all. Reveal them all. Open all. Reveal. Open all. Reveal. All right. Challenge in a best of one. I'm going to turn off my game capture so that you don't know which one I'm going with. Let's see. Okay, did the challenge go through? All right, there we go. My pack is selected. I'm happy with that. Oh. Oh, that is mean. Oh, I need to snooze those ads. Can't attack or block. Great, great. Well, why don't I just do that? If I can't, you can't. There we go. Oh. Oh, that's mean. We'll go with that. Gain a life. Ooh, target a soldier I control. Let's do that. Make him stronger. There we go. I like it. I like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I definitely don't like it. So, we're just gonna do that. And why not? Irene! Good game, lady foes. I was scared when that one of yours got like way powerful. That was scary. That scared the you know what? All right, I got time for one more. One more. Am I minimized still? Want to make sure that I am minimized so you don't know which deck I am using. I'm guessing I am because you're not minimizing or you're not responding. So there we go. We'll go with that. Yeah, we'll go with that. Yeah, I see the line. I do, I do. Gonna snooze it again. Bye-bye, life gain. Oof. I'll go ahead and take that. And then we'll go with the sky. We'll go with that. And bring in that guy. And then we'll do that. Do that. And we'll end our turn. We get to go poke. We'll go and attack with tool. We will decline. And we will end our turn. Let's see. We'll go with that. Oh, I wasted it. Dang it. We'll go with an all-out attack. Two for two. That was so much fun. I'm going to switch over to just chatting. I have really gotta get going for lunch, but Let's see who we want to raid today. We aren't friends anymore. Oh, man. That was so much fun, though. And that would have been fun even if I hadn't won. Because it was a real good back and forth for a bit there. Let's see. Who do we want to raid? Who do we want to raid? We could go for some chill fish vibes. I could go with that. Yeah. Let's go ahead and raid Pastor Houston's aquarium. So we're going to go ahead and raid the aquarium. And I hope you guys have a fantastic week. Always remember, God loves you, and so do I. And I hope you have the best and most blessed week ever.